underneath physics. And the interesting thing is, now if you survey the literature as a whole, you see that many theorists in neurology, in physics, and in other disciplines, even mathematics, are beginning to suggest that we have to re-examine the mind-body relationship. And in particular, people looking at the implications of quantum physics are saying much the same thing. Consciousness is causal. Consciousness is primary. Perhaps the idealists, like the great philosopher Bishop Berkeley, amongst others, not to mention the whole tradition of Hindu philosophy or Indian philosophy, suggests that consciousness is primary, as do most religions. That means that the whole physical universe emerges from consciousness.
If you get hold of two magnets and you push them, you can feel this pushing between them. Turn it around the other way and they slam together. Now, what is it, the feeling between those two magnets?
What do you mean, what's the feeling between the two magnets?
There's something there, isn't there? I mean, the sensation is that there's something there when you push these two magnets together.
I think what it means to be a mathematician. Actually, when I'm at a party and somebody asks me, so what do you do? I kind of look forward and dread this question, because when I say I'm a mathematician, kind of dread generally appears on their faces and they back away very quickly. And I think that they have this impression that what I do as a mathematician is long division to a lot of decimal places. And, surely I've been put out of a job by now by my computer. But what I try, I chase after the person. I'm very persistent, and I try to explain to them, a mathematician is at heart a pattern searcher. That's what mathematics is about. It's about looking at the patterns of the kind of mess and chaos around us. Can we spot any patterns in there which can help us on our journey into the future? Again,
and Kepler found a huge number of planets going around their stars, getting in front of their stars, and the stars would dim. And from the little area that Kepler looked at on the sky, and you extrapolate, if the galaxy is the same everywhere, which I think it is, Kepler found about 3,000 planets. That means that there are about 1 trillion planets in the Milky Way galaxy. That's more planets than there are stars. There's about 5 times more planets than there are stars. A lot of planets, a lot of places for life. This is all brand new in the last few years. We're learning there's tons of places for life. And the other optimistic thing is that some of these planets are in the Goldilocks zone. You might have
and then deep breathing, and more importantly, song. It's really usually these states which you think of as psychedelic hells, if you have sufficient presence of mind to analyze them, or if somebody's observing you, what's happening is that your breath is failing, shallow breathing. And some people don't have presence of mind enough to deep breathe, even if you smack them around and tell them to deep breathe. So what you say to them is sing, sing. And this establishes oxygen moving through the body, and it also establishes a task. And there are old pharmacologists and there are bold pharmacologists, but there are no old, bold pharmacologists. So if you're testing a new drug, what you do, a drug that you have just made, a drug that you've extracted or made that no human being has ever taken in the pure form, you start orders of magnitude below where you think it's effective.